Hello, everyone. Welcome to our episode of 123 Wrestling right here on SRB TV. I'm Chris, and as always, joined by Nick Slade.
Yeah.
And just for these predictions, Mo Brothers.
Yeah.
I'll explain in a sec. Of course, we're checking a look at the SummerSlam 2023 prediction. Our prediction special. It will just be me and Nick for the reactions, as Mo will be out of town because his plant needs him. So we're going to get started. So the road so far, let's see. Triple H is doing a weird LA Knight push. Santos Escobar looks to be their new top guy. Rey Mysterio got injured. Hopefully, we wish him the best. Nothing of. Vince McMahon is getting surgery to become part cyborg. Yeah, he's actually having some kind of life-altering surgery. So, like, whatever.
He's gonna download his consciousness into a computer so he can run WWE forever.
Let's see.
That's the real danger.
Yes. I'm trying to think of what else. No Mercy. No Mercy's been confirmed as an NXT pay-per-view. Upcoming NXT pay-per-view. Payback's right around the corner. And Fastlane's coming back in October as well. Yay. I'm still waiting on those. Go on.
I was gonna say this guy that takes over and then it says, It was me all along.
I mean, when AI starts taking over for WWE writers, because I feel like WWE would do such a thing like that. You'll come to find out that Vince McMahon put in his brain into the system. So he's the one who's been writing all the scripts for hundreds of years.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yes. And apparently, if I'm reading this right, because I'm waiting off Wikipedia, and they're always right, this year's SummerSlam will be the last SummerSlam with WWE in control. So, like, basically, we already know, like, Endeavor now owns them. So, like, it will be the last one under the just WWE banner. Like, next year will probably be under the Endeavor banner. I believe they came up with a name for the UFC WWE company merger thing. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I think it's something kind of stupid. That's really it. Like, nothing like gigantic has happened. There's been talk about pushes for superstars. Then it turns out those superstars are going to be pushed after event. Then we're actually pushing a Latin star, but then that didn't go exactly as planned because Rey Mysterio got injured. It hasn't been great, but it's still been standard WWE fare, even slightly below normal Triple H era, sprinkle of Vince McMahon, kind of fair. But hey, they still have the Bloodline storyline going, so there's that.
For now.
Yay! So to start off, we're going to talk about our first match, which I feel like we should just get this out of the way. I swear they did this for one reason. I'll get to it. Slim Jim presents the SummerSlam Battle Royal. I am not fucking kidding.
Slim Jim.
So like I said, LA Knight didn't win his invitational match for the United States Championship. What happened instead was Santos Escobar won that. Then we got Santos versus Rey. And then on this past Friday on SmackDown, it was announced backstage that LA Knight would be entering this multi-man Battle Royale. Not for anything. I'm dead serious. They have not announced any stipulation for this Battle Royale. This is not a number one contenders match. This is not a, like, somebody calls dibs to be the next challenger for a mid-card title. No, this is just a Battle Royal. As of right now, this is just a Battle Royal. That's it. Currently, as of Raw, the only confirmed participants have been LA Knight, Sheamus, Ciampa, Nakamura, Otis, and Chad Gable. So I'm already off the bat going to tell you, I feel like the only reason they're doing this match is because they need to get LA Knight on the card. You need to get LA Knight on the card. Because I didn't tell you either. one thing we're going to notice here, there's some matches you think would be on the SummerSlam card and are not. One of them being a U.S. title match between Santos and Mr. Theory. So no, that got pushed back to like 2 weeks from now. What is it? No, actually next Friday. So like the SmackDown after SummerSlam. But yeah, it's a over the top battle royal. I guess it'll be entertaining for some moments, but overall, like it's whatever. LA Knight has a bit of beef with Sheamus. Ciampa has some beef with Nakamura because Nakamura it's basically turning heel. He keeps on like interrupting Ciampa's stuff. He keeps on like he won a match against Ciampa on this past Monday's Raw. And so they have some beef going into it. And Owens and Chad Gable are just adorable together. The Alpha Academy has been one of the brighter spots of Raw over the last couple months now. But yeah, I'm just going to LA Knight. This is just a match to have him in. Because apparently reports say he's going to get the push after SummerSlam. So I'm assuming he's probably going to challenge Theory for the US title at Payback. Thoughts about who's going to win? Any other additional thoughts of Theories? Love to hear it.
Yeah, this is only just to get bodies on the show and to give LA Knight something to do. So, who knows? Maybe the winner gets a year's supply of Slim Jims.
That's not going to happen, and that would be the worst thing for someone that is trying to be in the line of work that those guys are in.
As long as it's not that like cold ass Pizza Hut pizza in that one match. You guys remember that match? That one match where it was like they had slices of like a battle royale and out of the outside because it was brought to you by that like triple decker pizza box from Pizza Hut, and they were throwing like stale ass slices of pizza into the crowd at one point.
I mean, how do you know that it was stale?
Dude, come on. Who WWE in their mindset will not just go out our way to buy a box of pizza right like 5 minutes before the match starts, get it, and then put it in the match. No, they bought it earlier in the day and put it out there. That's it.
Didn't even refrigerate it.
Those nasty motherfuckers. But what do you guys think? I guess.
But yeah, LA Knight.
You got LA Knight? Mo?
You said Otis is in this, right?
Yes, sir, Bob.
Otis is gonna win.
Okay. Yeah, he can eat the year's supply of Slim Jims. He'll eat it all one night.
Like you guys think it's gonna be a year's supply of Slim Jims, but I just think it'll be like he gets some bronze Slim Jim trophy.
That'll be the thinnest trophy I've ever seen.
You guys think there's gonna be a Slim Jim mascot out there?
No. Slim Jim doesn't have a mascot for decades.
They're still using Randy Savage, which I approve of.
Okay, that's fair. In our next match, in an MMA rules match, we have Ronda Rousey taking on Shayna Baszler. Basically, it's the fight cage match, except without the fight cage. That's it. The only way to win is by pinfall or not pinfall, by knockout or submission. That's it. That's the basic rules. That's it. So Shayna turned on Ronda at Money in the Bank. Which was fun. Apparently she wore an outfit of a character from a Warhammer game that is known for backstabbing motherfuckers. I was like, that's clever. That's clever. But apparently the reports are the reason they're doing this rivalry now is because Ronda has a hard out on her contract that's coming up. So one thing Ronda wanted to do before she leaves is have this match against Shayna. So basically the gist has been like, I have actually fought my way to where I am now while you were just handed it on a silver platter, for WrestleMania 34. Yeah, 34 match. So like, and I admit there was this really good vignette they did on Raw where it was sit down interviews. They talked about their history together. Ronda and Shayna talked about their history together and like how like Shayna even brought up how like she was the first person aside from Ronda's husband and mother-in-law to hold Ronda's baby. And like she even goes, I'm the godmother of that child, and I have to look that child in the eye one day and tell him how I had to beat the living hell out of their mother. She said something to the equivalent of that, and it was actually pretty good. But the weeks prior
Be the
have not been
first
great.
person.
Yeah, the weeks
I-
prior have not been great at all. It's been like back and forth, but it's obvious the crowd just loves Shayna more than Ronda in this situation. Like,
Yeah, it's a case where they wanted the crowd to react a certain way and when it's the opposite.
yeah. So with all that being said, yeah, with Rousey leaving, I give it to Baszler.
Yeah.
Pretty simple. It's an MMA
Uh,
rules match, so who knows how
My
that's gonna go.
concern is that WWE has a history of trying to do what do you call them? Fixed shoot style matches where they try to replicate an MMA match. And some of them don't turn out well. Like, remember that Lesnar, what's his name? Was the MMA fighter they brought in for one match?
Oh,
Velasquez.
Yeah, Kane
yeah. And you know what's ironic too? He actually is a capable pro wrestler too. Like he
Yeah,
had
but
like
then
a AAA match like prior to that, and he actually did pretty well.
yeah, but they tried to make their match an MMA style match. And it was just ugly. It was not fun to watch.
Well, I think the key difference here is that both Ronda and Shayna still fight in an MMA. They still are pro wrestlers, but they still fight in an MMA style.
Yeah,
So,
like my concern is every time WWE tries to replicate MMA in a wrestling setting, I don't know. Like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I think here there's a good chance it will work. Who are you going for?
I'm going with Shayna.
Shayna? Okay. Mo?
I'm going with Shane only because bring out her kid and her husband's gonna be there, and Shayna's gonna make the baby tap in front of Ronda, which is gonna set Ronda off, distract her completely because it's like she thinks that she just snapped her precious little child's ankle.
Man,
But in the whole period of going on, while Ronda's worried about that, Shayna comes from behind and then snaps Ronda's ankle. Of course, not in real life. I don't wish that kind of harm on anyone.
So what you're saying is this is the match that should be sponsored by Slim Jim.
Appropriate, and that's not the time for this.
I love how he's kind of like in and out, but he heard enough about it to go, it's not the time for that, Kristen.
it's very inappropriate, Chris. Why are you bringing that up?
Are you going for Rousey, Mo?
No, I'm going with Shayna.
Shayna? Okay, man. Cool.
Man, even Moose didn't go that far, Bo.
I mean, she may or may not snap a baby's ankle during.
Okay.
And
Okay, so on our next match that's non-baby snapping related, we have the Intercontinental Championship on the line as Walter defends against Drew McIntyre.
We're going for from snaps to chops.
So Drew McIntyre returned after Walter's successful defense at Money in the Bank. And this rivalry stems from what they had at WrestleMania 39, the triple threat. And that's where we're at with this. Let me see if there's anything else to bring up. I'm starting to see it's feud Imperium over the next few weeks. Yeah, basically this has just been like him. Well, was it McIntyre and Riddle just taking on Imperium for the last few weeks? McIntyre was on this past Monday's Raw because he's shooting a film, still helping shoot a film and stuff like that. Oh, by the way, Walter had a hell of an underrated match against like Chad Gable on Raw yesterday, which I highly recommend checking out. Like, there's people even speculating that it could be Gable that eventually takes the title from Walter as well. Like, it was it was like NXT Chad Gable wrestling, like that Chad Gable wrestling, and it was really good. But I would go, if one thing is watch on Raw from this past Monday, it'd be that match. It was really good. Honestly, really good. Of course, Walter won that one. It was non-title as well, but awesome. It was non-title as well, but it was honestly really good. I highly recommend checking it out. But yeah, that's where we're at now with this. obviously, I think we're all in agreement that like we're in August now, so it's obvious that they're going to break Honky Tonk Man's record, which will be just after Payback, is what I'm reading online. If I remember right, is be just after early September's Payback event. So yeah, it's gonna be one hell of a match. Like easily gonna be one of the best matches of the night. Like, but I'm gonna say Walter retains here.
Yeah, I think it'd be really dumb to come this far and then have him drop the belt.
Mhm.
Like you're really almost there. So I think Gunther's gonna win.
Okay.
That's his name, Kristen. Say his name.
No. Mo?
I will go middle ground. Champion still retains. I will not refer to him by name or his oath.
So he's going with the ring general. Okay. Ring general. Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, let me ask you then, who do you guys see taking off of Walter? Like, for me, I'm definitely on the Chad Gable bandwagon after that match yesterday. Like, he's already over with the crowd. I mean, like I said, it's been doing great. Even with their feud with the Viking Raiders, has actually been surprisingly good, even giving the Viking Raiders something to do. But he's been doing it amazingly lately, and I wouldn't be surprised if you just pick him to do it. There's also rumors that you could also do Dragunov. Like apparently Dragunov had a hell of a match at Great American Bash against Carmelo Hayes, which I'm not surprised. It's Ilya Dragunov. But yeah, who do you guys think? I think I'd go for Chad Gable eventually taking the title off him.
I could see a Triple H booking Chad Gable,
Mm-hmm.
but not a Vince McMahon booking. So I was always hoping it'd be Sheamus, but he's on the other brands. That's not happening anytime soon. I wouldn't mind seeing Chad Gable do it.
What about you, Mo?
I don't know. I feel like somehow they'd probably.
Okay, you cut off there. What'd you say?
I was saying that I would somehow see them giving it to LA Knight in some way.
LA Knight, really? You
From
don't think it would be
SmackDown.
Theory Knight taking
How-
the US title off of Theory?
Ever, even if they're on different brands.
Yeah, I know that doesn't matter anymore. As much as Triple H tries to say it doesn't matter, it matters. No, it doesn't matter. Okay, so in our next match, we have Ricochet versus everybody's favorite douchebag, Logan Paul. So how did this match start? Well, the original plan was Ricochet and Logan Paul were supposed to go viral off a springboard Spanish fly at Money in the Bank. Did not exactly happen like that, obviously. So what they did was they kind of tweaked it around to where now it was less about the rivalry between them, more like how they've created these high flying moments, these like watchable viral moments, like what happened at Royal Rumble, for instance. And like he wants a match with him and Ricochet Logan Paul wants a match with him for reasons as well. And like, yeah, so sorry, I'm blanking on this right now. But yeah, no, Logan Paul wants a match. No, Ricochet wants one of those two wants a match with the other. But Logan Paul's like, you just want to be part of the viral moment because I'm all about that. You can't do that viral moment alone. It says something like that. Then he recreated the name redacted flip out of the ring moment from NXT. Didn't really work as well, but like it still got the point across. And then eventually, Ricochet and Paul are having a match Monday on Raw. It was funny because I totally forgot about this. Logan Paul brings up like how like Samantha Irving is Ricochet's fiance, and like don't worry about it, night she's gonna be saying my name, and then they had like, oh, and Samantha Irving, props, cut to her, gives the most nasty looking scowl at Logan Paul as well. But no, Ricochet.
He's like, yeah, I'm going to take her up to my crib and show her my Pokemon cards.
Wait, weren't those G.I. Joe cards? Shut up. But no. Then like Ricochet stood on top of that. Ricochet's defense has been kind of weak. It's the standard, like, you don't actually work here. You just show up when you want to. That usual fare, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it should be a great match, if anything. Like, it's like if they actually take the time to practice everything they need to do for that match properly without fail, it could be a really fun match. Really fun. But I am going to give this one to Logan Paul. He hasn't, like, the last match he won. Oh, what was the last match he won? Was that last year's WrestleMania, the last match he won? No, it was last year's SummerSlam. He won against The Miz. That was the last match he actually won. So, like, a year later, he wins one again. So I'm going to go with Logan Paul winning.
Yeah. I mean, also, one thing we haven't really talked about, it says a lot about how WWE, or at least Triple H, has a lot of faith in Ricochet to put him in this position. Because they have been saving Logan Paul for, like, top guys like Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. I know they brought him in against The Miz.
Keep talking. I'll be right back. Keep talking.
So to have Ricochet come in and be his next opponent, it says a lot that they're setting Ricochet up to this position, that they consider him a big enough star to do this match with Logan Paul, since they only have to Paul when he wrestles only some matches a year. I do see it being really good, high flying match, and I think I can see Logan Paul winning too, honestly. But I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind at all if Ricochet won. What do you think, Mo?
I mean, it's like daggers hearing you guys say, "Oh, I think Logan Paul's gonna win."
Oh, cool.
I think Logan Paul's gonna win. No, I'm still going against it. Ricochet for the win. I don't put it past Logan Paul to have some more BS happening during his match. Maybe someone comes out dressed up like a Slim Jim, and then you find out it's KSI again, and it's that's what I see going on for that. But I think Ricochet would come out on top still.
No, what happens is he gets his energy drink and makes Ricochet drink it and gives him diabetes.
Diabetes. Okay. So our next match, which is supposed to have a gimmick to it, but as of right now, it's still a singles match, and the rubber match between Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
Yes. So he's been going since about just after WrestleMania. Still don't have an exact reason as to why Lesnar attacked Rhodes on that Raw. So I think Way One said it was because, like, their spots on the card. Lesnar wasn't, in fact, he was an opening match. Apparently that's the reason, but whatever. Then we have the payback match. Not payback, backlash match. Which was it? Okay, I'm trying to remember this. Okay, yeah. There was the backlash match, which Cody won with a roll up. There was then the Night of Champions match, which Brock won via TKO. And now we're here. And it's been good Cody Rhodes stuff. Good Lesnar, kind of good Lesnar stuff as well. The problem with Lesnar is he's not there every single week, so you're not keeping that, like, momentum going. So, like, the most interesting that happened was that, like, Brock put Cody in submission while Cody's mom was in the front. But she showed no chill, like nothing, no reaction or anything. And then next week, Cody recovers it by saying, "You know, this same lady who's seen people throw fireballs in my father's face." You know, it's like, of course she's gonna be unaffected by this crap. But yeah, that's where we're at now. Reports say this is still supposed to be a gimmick match. Like, as of right now, it's still a singles match.
What I heard is it's going to be a bull rope match.
It's supposed to be a Texas bull rope match.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
But Raw has come and gone, and it's still just being touted as a singles match. So, and the reports still saying it's still supposed to be like a bull rope match or some shit like that. But with all that being said, I think I'm good with my yearly Lesnar now. I think Rhodes should win. We should move on. and Lesnar should just go back to his home planet for a bit.
His home planet.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
Lesnar. This is the most frequent we've seen Lesnar in many, many years. Like, he's actually wrestled most of the pay-per-views this year, so that's been a nice change of pace, I guess. But yeah, they're still pushing Cody. I don't know what they're gonna do with him going forward, especially when we talk about the main event. But yeah, I see Cody winning this because Lesnar doesn't need the win, and Cody could really. This whole feud, Lesnar's supposed to rebuild his momentum after losing the reigns at WrestleMania. So yeah, I'm going with the American Nightmare.
Cool. Oh,
A lot of times they kind of go to draws. Lesnar seems to. Lesnar usually comes out on top in SummerSlam matches, unless it's against like Roman Reigns. But as long as Cody doesn't have any family in the audience, I think he's gonna win.
he has the same mentality I do. Like,
Why do people bring their
family
families to shows? Never ends well.
Mm-mm.
Well, WWE is a family product, and people need to. Once people learn that, they'll learn to stop bringing their families, so that their favorite person can win.
You know what I love? New Japan's a family show, and the way their language works, Americans just go out there and spout the most biggest F-bombs in the world, and it's like they can't understand. So for me, I'm like, wow, this is supposed to be a family show. And like the last match, I think Gabe Kidd, the last match I saw, flipped off the items and told them all to fuck off. So
we saw the reverse in WWE a few weeks ago with Asuka and Io, where they were just cursing up a storm in Japanese, but nobody in the crowd understood.
Except for that one guy who took multiple years of Japanese in class. You can see him in the background snickering. Okay. So nice transition. Speaking of Asuka, we have the women's championship on the line as Asuka defends against both Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair. So this match starts all the way back at Night of Champions, in which Sneaky Asuka was able to get a win over Bianca and win the championship, which would then become the WWE Women's Championship. And you think, okay, cool, rematch, we can keep on going. Motherfucker. So Charlotte came back during the inauguration of the new WWE Women's Championship title belt and just inserted herself into the title picture.
Because she's entitled.
Why? It's because it's Charlotte. That's why. Even Bianca gets on Adam Pearce's case about it. Like, seriously? Like he's like, what? It's like, so we had the Money in the Bank. Was it a Money in the Bank match? No. It was first Charlotte got a shot against Asuka, and then Bianca interfered, and then Bianca got a shot at Asuka, then Charlotte interfered. It's one of those two. You can follow. Basically, that's what happened, and that's how eventually we got this match. Now, of course, one thing to note is that we do have one Miss Money in the Bank waiting in the corner. And even Io told Asuka on the last SmackDown is, in Japanese, basically said, you're going to have to watch your back. So, like, and also Bailey's being stalked by Shotzi as well during all this, because that's a thing. Oh, and congrats to Shotzi, she got engaged at a record store. But
haircut too.
Yes. So with all that being said, we know Charlotte is going for that past the 16, like her father.
So artificial.
Yeah. So with that being said, with Io in the wings, and with me desperately wanting an Asuka versus Io feud to get started. I'm fuck it. Just gonna say Asuka retains. Like, I don't look, if I know anything, is that like Charlotte does not need to win right now. Because it would just be a very vain, because you know what will happen? Charlotte wins, and then either that night at SummerSlam or next night at SmackDown, Io cashes in and wins. And I don't want
Another
that.
short title reign.
Yeah. Oh, and it gets added to the list because we're trying to update the record books. Yeah, so I'm going with Asuka here, and then I don't know, maybe after the match, Io pulls a fast one and regains the women's title. She'll make her the second woman to wait a while to cash in, with the first still being Carmella, who waited nearly a year. Ironically enough, on Charlotte Flair. So I'm gonna go Asuka retaining. I don't see Bianca getting it back. I see it between Asuka and Charlotte, because Charlotte's got to break that number record, and I just love Asuka, and I just don't want to see her being another title placeholder. She's only held the title for a few months now, and all of her defenses so far have been via DQ. Have either lost or won via DQ, and she's being able to retain. So I just want her just to win, just so like a bit later Io can cash in on her. Because I want an Asuka Io feud so bad for the title. But what are your guys' thoughts?
I think Asuka's going to retain, then Io cashes in and wins the title.
Okay.
Interesting. Charlotte, because fuck you.
Sure, because fuck you. Okay.
That is only fair. So
So aggressive.
So next up in our match for the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins defends against Finn Balor. So at Money in the Bank, Rollins was able to successfully defend his title against Finn Balor, maybe or maybe not because of a bit of a distraction from the current senior Money in the Bank, Damian Priest. Since then, while they've been a bit of odds with each other inside the Judgment Day, they have agreed. So they have both come to an understanding that Balor calls dibs first dibs, and then if he can't win it, Priest gets a chance. That's where it's going right now. And of course, the main feud around this, of course, 7 years ago, Universal title match. He had to relinquish the Universal title like 24 hours after he won it. And so that's still the basis of this feud, and that's where we're going here. Of course, like I said, the lingering factor being the kind of a bit of a friction still between Balor and Priest right now. Though on Raw, Balor was a bit hesitant, but was still going to give Priest the Money in the Bank briefcase to try and cash in on Rollins on Monday's Raw. And of course, that didn't wind up really successfully happening. So with that being said, it's the same question I gave you for the other match. Basically, who do you think's winning this, and do you think that person's going to cash in? So, you want to go first? You can go first.
Oh, what do you think?
Oh, you want to know? Okay. I don't know. Like, Rollins only just got the title like back in May. Was it May? Yeah, it was like late May. So like he hasn't even hit like 3 full months with the title yet. And I know usually the unwritten rule is you usually kind of like try to wait till like after 100 days to even consider like maybe having him drop the title. No, I see Rollins retaining here. The thing is, I don't see 2 cash-ins on SummerSlam. I don't see both people cashing in. So that's where I'm wondering, should Priest cash in here, or does Priest eventually cash in a bit later? Or because they're like we're saying WWE is very high on Judgment Day right now. Like close to bloodline levels are high on them right now. So like, I mean, it's hard to say right now. Screw it. They'll try and make history, 2 cash-ins in one night. So I'll say Rollins wins, and then Priest successfully cashes in.
That could happen. I do think Rollins is not walking out of SummerSlam with the title either way, because he has been talking about lately how he has a number of injuries that have built up. One that's been nagging him for years, and he's been trying to avoid surgery on.
Mm-hmm.
So from what I understand, he's pretty beat up. And I think like there's been reports saying that his reign wasn't going to be that long, that he was just going to establish the title. That's why he's been doing so many title matches lately.
Has he been?
He depends on house shows a lot.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
He's just defending a lot. I want Baszler to win so bad, but then I don't want Priest to immediately cash in on it. I was like, oh, Baszler finally gets the title, then immediately loses it again. That would suck. So I would like Baszler to win and then have Priest wait in the wings for a little while.
Okay. I guess your point. Good point. Mo, what do you think?
I think I'm gonna piggyback off of Nick's sentiment and go with Baszler, but I think it's gonna lead to a whole lot of longer tension between the two, between Priest and Baszler.
Yeah, I can see Baszler turning face, feuding with Judgment Day.
Not even turning face, just like if he had the title and he's lording it over Priest, or there's always the sentiment that Priest could cash it in on at any time, maybe trying to get him to go and cash it in on someone else.
Yeah. Yeah, because they have now established that they can cash in the money in the bank on any title, not just the world title.
Oof. Okay.
I forgot about that dumb rule. Thanks, Theory.
And in our main event match of the evening, let me be clear on this, for not only the Undisputed Championship, I know how I said it, but also the right to be called the head of the table.
The tribal chief.
The tribal chief.
Yeah.
It is Roman Reigns defending his title and his other title against Jey Uso.
In tribal combat. Yeah.
Yes. At Money in the Bank, Jey successfully pinned Roman Reigns. The first time he has pinned Roman Reigns in like many years. Only the second person to ever pin Roman Reigns, apparently. I don't know. You have to look that up. I'm fucking.
It was the first person to pin Roman Reigns since December at TLC 2019. Corbin won. So yeah.
Since then,
ended the streak.
Yeah. To go over all this would be to go over the entire Bloodline storyline, but basically, as it's going right now, is that
30 years, man.
Is that basically Jey went over Roman's head and spoke to the tribal council, and the tribal council suggested a tribal rules match. I'm reading that right. Tribal combat match. Basically, sounds like a no DQ match. Basically, and basically, yeah, and like Roman's taking this seriously because he spoke to Jey spoke to the tribal council, and that's where we're at right now. Like, Jey is tired of Roman treating everybody, his family, like the way they are. Of course, Jimmy's out of action because of an attack during the SmackDown MSG show. Excuse me. And Solo they're still kind of hinting that Solo could be the next tribal chief as well. They're still sprinkling that in here and there. Yeah, that's where we're at now. I mean, go over the rest of it would take forever. We'd be here forever. But unfortunately,
there are videos out there people can watch.
But unfortunately, I am going to have to say, I think Roman retains. I don't know. Part of me thinks Roman retains the championship, but the council may reconsider him being the tribal chief after this match. That's my thoughts on that. So,
yeah, what I'm getting, the way that could work is that like tribal combat is supposed to be a sacred thing to them, and if Reigns cheats by either having Heyman or Solo help him, then that desecrates the combat, and so he loses his right to call himself tribal chief. But honestly, if this is the end of the Bloodline storyline that's been culminating for 3 years, having the bad guy win in the end, that's just bleh, to me.
Well, it's basically what Cody told him originally before WrestleMania. It's first the Usos are first Sammy's gone, then the Usos are gonna go, and then Solo's gonna go, and it's just be you, one man on a single island, pretty much.
Yeah, and I know they probably want to still do Cody Roman at WrestleMania, but I still think you can have Roman lose to Jay here and then have him regain it before WrestleMania, and then do Roman Cody at Mania for just for the WWE title. They've pretty much established that the Universal title will only remain active as long as Roman's champion. And as soon as he loses it, immediately becomes deactivated, and he'll just continue on as WWE champion, whoever wins it. So, and that's the belt. That's the belt that Cody wants, anyways. So I could see. It started with Roman and Jay. I feel like it's in with Roman and Jay. I like it. If Jay's going to be a world champion at any time in his career, this is the moment for it to happen. Like, I don't think he'll ever have this much momentum and have this much crowd behind him as he ever again. So honestly, if he holds it for like a couple of months, I think you should give Jay the run. Let him get the rub. You can instantly create a new main event star with Jey Uso, and then you can have Roman regain the belt before Mania, and then do Roman Cody at Mania.
I was thinking the other way around. Them actually letting Roman win a Royal Rumble again. Like, think about it. Like, I could see Cody taking the title off him by the end of the year. Probably a Survivor Series. You could do it. It'd be a big event. I mean, and you could still do like a match between Roman and Cody. Like, technically would be the rubber match.
Yeah, but my thing is,
and you end it at WrestleMania 40. It would be Cody the champion versus Roman the challenger.
My thing is, for Roman's legendary Universal title reign to end, it should happen either WrestleMania or SummerSlam. To me, those are the only two events that feels big enough for it to happen. So it's either ends here or it doesn't end until Mania. That's just my thought process in that.
Okay. Do you agree with what I said about his tribal chief title?
I mean, why would you keep the belt on him and then take away his cool little nickname he just lauds around as part of his character? I guess you could still have like his family take it away for him, but he's like, no, I'm going to go full dictator on this. Like, I am the tribal chief. I'm going to keep calling myself that. It would be interesting to see if any other Anoa'i family members get involved in this. I mean, I know that actors are in Hollywood aren't busy right now. A certain member of the family could show up, which would be pretty damn cool. But I'm just throwing that out there. I want Jey Uso to win, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there.
Okay, Jey Uso. Okay, Mo.
So I'm liking what you guys are putting out so far. By the way, Jay's gonna win, and with Jay winning, it's going to create a separate bloodline faction known as the Bloodline Wolfpack, and then some of the original bloodline members will section off. They will wear some other kind of tribal looking colors, still carry the name Bloodline, and then Roman has his bloodline, and then it all leads up to War Games.
War Games.
Who knows?
How much longer is William Regal got to be off TV?
Who?
William Regal.
I think early next year.
The agreement was a year, right?
He's off until like early next year.
Damn it. He just needs to come out and say War Games one time. We don't even know if they're going to do War Games this year for Survivor Series.
I mean, to be fair, they said appearance. They didn't say anything about his voice.
Yeah, they could see his voice, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. it'd be really cool for Jay to win in this story on a happy ending. Even if Roman regains it a few months later, Jay can still say he ended his legendary reign. So that still gives him something. So that's what I think should happen.
So, well, I've said it before, and I'll say it every time until WrestleMania 40. This all could have been easily fixed if Cody won at WrestleMania 39.
Well, we don't live in that timeline, unfortunately.
Oh, darn.
Fucking lucky bastards who do. So, what do you guys believe will be the best match of the night? Like I said, it's a pretty stacked card. Like, you got some major heavy hitting matches on this card throughout. The only match I can see being like maybe whatever is the Rousey Baszler match, considering what the rules of the match are. Better than that, the rest of the matches. Yeah. So what do you guys think?
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with Rollins Baszler, even though the Money in the Bank match ended up letting me down. I'm hoping this one they actually let them go all out. But it's really tough because it's just different kinds of matches. We got Gunther and McIntyre is gonna be a hard hitting match. Ricochet Logan Paul is gonna be a high flying match. But I think and Rhodes Lesnar is gonna be a bunch of shenanigans. But I'm gonna go with Rollins Baszler just because they're very reliable in that kind of situation.
Okay. I will go with the IC title match because as far as I've known, Walter has never let me down. So I'm going to go with
Big
the
Daddy
IC
Walters
title
never
match.
let you down.
Yeah. So, Mo?
Interesting. I think I'm gonna go with Cody versus Brock. Unless I come to find out that Shayna does snap a baby's ankle, I'm gonna go with Cody versus Brock. I mean, I
Okay.
know that the main event is gonna have something going on where people are gonna be like, "Oh my god," like, and not probably in a good way.
Mm. Okay. Okay. That's only fair. So that's going to, excuse me.
Why are you
That's gonna
snapping
do-
during this?
Screw you, I'm hungry. So that's going to do it, folks, for our SummerSlam 2023 predictions. So other than that, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button if you want to talk to us more about stuff like this. Comment down below if you want to share us around, share it around. And if you like us just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about some Detroit Rock City wrestling goodness, hit the subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon as well. Let us know what you think about our predictions for SummerSlam 2023. What do you think is going to be the best match tonight? What do you think is going to be the best moment of the night? Do you think tonight it's going to be the night that Roman Reigns finally loses one of his titles? Hit the subscribe button down below. Put down what you thought of our predictions overall. Most importantly, we thank you for watching. Now, of course, fellas, aside from this channel, where can they find you on the internet?
Oh, you can find me on the Facebooks. Well, it's no longer Twitter. It's now X. You can find me over on X. You can
I'm
find
still
me on
calling it Twitter.
Twix. Call it Twix. So yeah, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on X. You can find me on Instagram. Also, check out some of my past articles and columns over at FloridaGeekScene.com. Mo, find your friend Mo. Where can they find you on the World Wide Web?
Well, speaking of Twitter, some random person has decided to, tweet out my location through a tracking app. I don't know where this tracker is, but they somehow always seem to find me. But so you can, it's where's Mo, and then the icon is like the Where's Waldo picture, but it's a picture of me with the hat instead. But that's one way to find me on the internet. The other way is just simply to go to Afro Mobro on Instagram or music streaming services, and you'll find either pictures that I put out on Instagram, or various beats that I like to mess around with and put out on music streaming services. So there you go.
All right. XX, baby.
Okay, guys, and if you want to watch any of our previous reactions, we just recently wrapped up Impact's Anniversary 2023. You can check that out right here on the channel. Even check out our previous WWE reactions, which were for Money in the Bank 2023 as well. So, with that all being said, I'm Kristen.
I'm Nick Slade.
And I am wondering why I was here, but also I'm Mo Brothers.
And this has been a very forward field episode of SRB TV's 1, 2, 3 Wrestling. See you guys later.
Why?
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out any of our previous reactions,
As well as one of our other SRB shows.
check out one of the playlists down below.
And if you want to check us out in the social universe,
You can find us on Twitter and Stardust,
at Super React Bros.
as well as on Facebook.
At Super Reaction Bros.